Mary stepped carefully, aware that a fall at her age could mean more than just bruises. The last time she'd fallen, 2 years ago, Michael had used it as evidence in his argument for more comprehensive care options. At the library, she claimed her usual computer station. Ms. Rodriguez, the librarian who always saved it for her, offered a sympathetic smile. "Everything okay, Mrs. Chen? You're usually not here until tomorrow." "Just checking some numbers," Mary replied, her voice steady despite everything. The Trust's website was sleek, professional, designed to inspire confidence. Mary logged in with the password Sarah had set up for her grandson's birth date, though she'd never met him in person. The account overview confirmed the letter's contents, with additional details about market volatility and prudent adjustments. But it was the activity log that made her breath catch. Regular payments to a financial advisor she'd never approved. Quarterly management fees that seemed to grow each time. And there, buried in the transactions, a wire transfer to David's development company, listed as an investment opportunity. They were using her money, what was left of it after the house sale, to fund their own ventures. Legal, probably. The trust documents she'd signed gave them broad powers, but the realization sat in her stomach like spoiled food. The screen blurred, and Mary realized she was crying. She closed the browser quickly, not wanting Ms. Rodriguez to notice. Outside, the early winter darkness was settling in, streetlights flickering to life. That evening, her neighbor, Mrs. Patterson, knocked on her door. "Mary, I made too much soup again. Would you help me out by taking some?" It was a fiction they both maintained, these accidental cooking surpluses. Mrs. Patterson, a widow herself, understood what it meant to eat alone. The soup was always exactly 2 portions, enough for dinner and lunch tomorrow. "Sarah called," Mary said as they sat at her small table. "About the trust adjustment." Mrs. Patterson's spoon paused halfway to her mouth. "And?" "She didn't. I was just practicing saying it. Like rehearsing for a play that never opens." The soup was good. Homemade chicken noodle, with thick egg noodles that reminded Mary of the ones she used to make from scratch when the children were young. Michael would always sneak raw dough when he thought she wasn't looking. "You know," Mrs. Patterson said carefully, "my daughter Rebecca works for legal aid. They have people who specialize in elder rights." Mary shook her head. "They're my children. That's why it matters more, not less." Later, alone again, Mary